Hello everyone, this is Heather and I am here with my very first Just Print It series video, so thank you so much for stopping by. Right now I'm just cutting out the printable that is featured this week. I created this using my own hand lettering, scanned it into the computer and photoshopped it so that I can give it away to you for free, so please check that out on my blog. All the links are in the description below. And here I'm starting to lay out all my cards. I sort of did a bit of this before I started recording, and that's just because I'm not super experienced with pocket scrapbooking, and I thought it would take me a while, but it really didn't to get this layout down. I really would like to practice quite a lot more because I will become more efficient with it, and this layout, I like how it turned out, but I feel like with more practice I would really be able to get the balance of photos and colors and embellishments down better. So by no means am I a expert pocket scrapbooker, as you will see here, but please bear with me, and I really enjoyed doing this project. Um, Here you can see I'm inking the edges of most of my pieces using vintage photo distress ink, and I'm using my Tim Holtz sponge tool to do that. I really like this effect on pretty much everything I create. It's my favorite ink color, and I like having that sort of finished vintagey look to the edges of things. Now I'm adding some Lindy Stamp Gang spray, and this is in a blue color. It's pretty old. Um, I'll link that below if I can find it. And I see you guys on YouTube here always doing these beautiful little splatters, and clearly I need more practice because I came out with one huge splatter to start, and now I'm struggling with getting a nice variation in size, and they're all kind of small and they're missing my page, but I ended up happy with how it finished. I just had to dab a bit off with that Kleenex you see there. Same with this piece. I got one big splatter and then a few tiny splatters, which is okay. And again, it turned out well, and it's nice that it looks, it's intentional, but it doesn't look intentional, I suppose. So that's how that worked out, and now I'm just going to heat dry these with my heat gun. And I like doing this with everything because I'm just impatient and I don't like to wait for things to dry, and I don't like to watch paint dry. Not one of my most exciting activities to do. But here I am finishing drying up this. This printable, I printed it on some really smooth white cardstock, and the colors turned out quite nice. The background on this is supposed to be a chalkboard, and it's actually a chalkboard image, but the way I printed it out, it just looks black or grayish, sort of off black, if you will. But if you got this printed professionally, or maybe you have a better printer than I do, it might look a bit better. Here I'm just deciding between some embellishments. I ended up going with these Jolee's boutique stickers, and I selected this one that has the ring in the box. These photos that I'm scrapbooking are from our wedding, of course, last year, and these are the professional photos from our photographer. Chris is his name. He's from Let's Reminisce, and they turned out amazing. I'll link him below as well if you're interested and live in the Alberta area. He's from Edmonton. And anyways, our first dance is a song by Lee Bryce called Love Like Crazy, and that's the quote that I've used on this printable because I just love the song. It's amazing. If you've never heard of it, you should definitely check it out. And it just has so much meaning to us and our family, so that's why we selected it as our first dance. So this quote, I think it's usable for a lot of people because it's just a neat saying, and you don't have to obviously use it in such a strong context as I did. If you could use it really in a lot of different contexts. If you were scrapbooking a page about your faith, or even if you're scrapbooking about someone you love, your husband, your child, that would work as well, I believe. So here you can see I'm adding a few embellishments. I used some washi tapes. There's a bicycle one and a film strip one. And this key, I'm just going to glue it down with my favorite Beacon 3-in-1 glue. It's you can get it at Michael's or probably several places, but it's really great for metal objects, fabric, paper, sort of heavier duty things, and it dries quite quickly, which I really like. Sorry I'm off screen. I'm still getting used to this whole filming again. I'm out of practice. I've been out of the loop for a while. But here I'm adding some gelato to that white card up there with the hearts on it, and I just dampened my finger to rub that in because it is water soluble, and I like the effect that had. It was just really subtle, and I felt that I needed more of that turquoise color up there. There I just stamped the date using a roller date stamp, and I used the VersaFine black ink for that. It's my favorite black ink pad. I use it for everything, even if it's not a fine stamp, but it works great for that as well. Here I'm trying to get my white gel pen to work, and I am struggling with that because I think it's run out of ink, so I'm going to need to pick up a new one of those. I tried for quite a while. I even tried a silver pen next, but I couldn't get that to work either. So here I am still struggling. Do you guys ever try to scribble on your hand to get the pen going? I feel like that works often for me, but in this case it did not. So I used a black pen because that was my last option, and it doesn't show up on this card very well, but I will either get a white pen to go over it, or I can read it and it's fine. It's a bit of a struggle, but if someone else with not as good of eyes was reading this, they would probably not be able to even see there was writing there. But, this is really for me, so I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably go over it if I do get a pen. So here I'm also journaling on this other polka dot paper, and I cut out some of this because I go on for a while, but I'm just talking about what a nice day we had and how wonderful it was. And here I'm going to go into some photos at the end, and I will leave you with that. Please check out the giveaway that I've posted as well as my links below. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great week.